Hi there, welcome to our Fertilizer Reduction Tool for Fairways and Roughs. Reclaimed water is a great tool for golf courses because it helps us save over 800 million gallons of potable water a day, and that's just in Florida alone. Reclaimed water is a safe and sustainable source of water for irrigating golf courses. It also contains certain amounts of nutrients that can be found in your fertilizer, like phosphorus and nitrogen. We developed this tool so that you can cut back on your fertilizer use to help maintain healthy fairways and roughs and help keep excess nutrients out of nearby water bodies. So let me show you how it works. Before I proceed with this demonstration, I would like to note that the natural cycling of nitrogen and phosphorus may slightly alter the forms and concentrations of nutrients in the final irrigation water. Also, a small fraction of the nutrients in reclaimed water may be in forms that plants are not able to use. While these caveats mean that the nutrient values seen here may be slightly different than what's actually applied via irrigation, the differences are likely small, and reclaimed water should still be used wisely with the understanding that it can contain appreciable levels of plant-available nutrients. Alright, so let's start with step 1 of our tool, which is to find your source of reclaimed water. Sarasota County has 3 main water reclamation facilities: the Bee Ridge, Central County, and Venice Gardens water reclamation facilities. So to find out where you get your reclaimed water, go ahead and click this map here. Once you get to this web page, type the address of your golf course in the top left-hand corner. From there, you should fall into one of these 3 service areas. Let's say, for example, that my course is getting its reclaimed water from the Bee Ridge Water Reclamation Facility. Now that I know where I get my reclaimed water, I can move on to step 2, which is to find the average nitrogen value for the water put out by my water reclamation facility. So like I said before, my course is getting its irrigation water from Bee Ridge. So according to this month's data, I should be getting an average nitrogen concentration of 22.8 milligrams per liter, or ppm. So I can take this information and move on to step 3. In step 3, I can calculate the approximate amount of nitrogen that is being applied to my fairways and roughs through reclaimed water. Click the blue nitrogen calculator button to be brought to the calculator. Once you get there, put in a rough estimate of the combined area of your fairways and roughs in the first box. In the second box, put the current monthly average for your water reclamation facility's reclaimed water. So for my example, I'm putting in 22.8 milligrams per liter for the nitrogen concentration, since I get my course's reclaimed water from the Bee Ridge WRF. Next, in box 3, put in the number of gallons you use for a typical irrigation event. So when I irrigate my course, I use about 1 million gallons. Finally, in box 4, put the number of times you irrigate every week. So let's say for my course, I irrigate 3 times per week. After all those fields are filled out, it looks like I'm getting about 0.13 pounds of nitrogen applied per 1,000 square feet of my landscape. So this might not seem like a lot on its own, but it's important to consider this number in the context of my entire 100 acres of fairways and roughs. In the next section of our tool, we can look at an example of what this number looks like at a typical golf course. So in this example, we have 100 acres of fairways and roughs that are being irrigated for 38 weeks out of the year. So this excludes 14 weeks during Florida's rainy season from June to midway through September. During the rainy season, golf courses can skip irrigation and let Mother Nature do all the work, free of charge. Since we're not irrigating at this point, there's no nitrogen being applied to the landscape through reclaimed water. Anyways, all that being said, you can see how the amount of total nitrogen accumulates in the landscape throughout the year. By December, this course would receive a total of 12,376 pounds of nitrogen from Bee Ridge, 6,502 pounds from Central County, and 14,119 pounds from Venice Gardens. So that's a lot of nitrogen that could be accounted for when adjusting your fertilizer use for the year. One way to make sure your turf is absorbing enough nitrogen is to test for nitrogen concentrations in the turf tissue. Our tool showcases the ideal ranges of nitrogen for each turf type. Most courses use Bermuda grass, which needs about 2.5 to 3.5% nitrogen. If you're curious about your course's turf, you can fill out the form on our tool and mail it to the IFAS Extension Soil Testing Laboratory in Gainesville, Florida, along with a turfgrass sample. So we have a few resources here at the end of our tool that you're welcome to use, including a PDF of the best management practices for the enhancement of environmental quality on Florida golf courses. If you want to give us feedback on our tool, which would be much appreciated, please fill out our survey. And if you have any other comments or questions, you can give us a call at 941-861-9900 or email us at sarasota@ifas.ufl.edu. Thanks so much for tuning in.